Hey y'all, what's up? It's Lauren and welcome back to my channel. So today I kind of want to just do something a little different. I'm not reading, well, I am reading a book right now, and it's actually I'm reading a play, and then I'm reading a book, and it's taking me a while to get through the book because it is a Game of Thrones book. It is Dance with Dragons. I'm on the 5th one, and it's just taking me a little while to get through it, so that's why I'm doing other book reviews on other books instead of just, the books that I'm like currently reading. So that's why we're going to do it a little differently today. Or that's what I mean by we're doing it a little differently today. I have a very special book that I want to talk to y'all about. So let's go ahead and get started. The Light Between Oceans by M.L. Steadman. Now, I just watched the movie with Alicia Vikander, however you say her name, and Michael Fassbender, and I liked it. I didn't love it as much as I thought I would, but I liked it. Now, the book, on the other hand, was really, really good. It's different, and what I liked about it was the fact that it was very different from a lot of the other things that I've read. I knew going into it was going to be sad, and I really want I want the book with like the actual like cover, not this one, but you gotta settle for what you can get, and that's what I got, so whatever. But yeah, I don't know, I wanted to just talk about it because I watched the movie and I was like, man, I forgot what a really good book it was. It was really good, and I gave it 5 stars. Now, I will preface that it is a little how do I put it? It's a little kind of slow. It's a little slow starting off because he's just trying to introduce like the kind of background that it is and where what's his name? Tom is coming from, and some of Isabel's background, some of Tom's background, but it eventually is really good, and towards the end it gets really like, it starts getting faster paced. It starts getting like faster and faster, and I like that. But what really kept me intrigued and what kept me hooked was the fact that it was so different because of the fact that he lives on an island called Janus Rock, and he lives actually like he's in charge of the lighthouse. So he's the lighthouse keeper, and and I've never been to lighthouses, a lighthouse before, but we do have them here on the coast of North Carolina and like further on down and like out on the Outer Banks and stuff. That's 4th grade. We learn all about North Carolina history, but anyway, so yeah, it was kind of interesting because I was really like intrigued by like how barren this rock was and how barren the environment was, and you don't usually find stories a lot about like lighthouse, at least I don't. You don't find a lot of stories about lighthouses, and I just thought it was really interesting. But I'm gonna read y'all the back. It goes, after 4 harrowing years on the Western Front, this takes place in Australia. And it's like right after a war, I think. It goes, after 4 harrowing years on the Western Front, Tom Sherborne returns to Australia and takes a job as a lighthouse keeper on Janus Rock, nearly half a day's journey from the coast. To this isolated island where the supply boat comes once a season, Tom brings a young, bold, and loving wife, Isabel. Years later, after 2 miscarriages and 1 stillbirth, the grieving Isabel hears a baby cries on the wind. A boat has washed up on shore carrying a dead man and a living baby. Tom, who keeps meticulous records and whose moral principles have withstood a horrific war, wants to report the man an infant immediately, but Isabel insists the baby is a gift from God, and against Tom's judgment, they claim her as their own and name her Lucy. When she is 2, Tom and Isabel return to the mainland and are reminded that there are other people in the world. Their choice has devastated one of them. So I think from the back you can kind of get the gist of what is going to be going on, but and I'm not really going to give a lot away because I don't want to spoil it for y'all. because there's a lot in this that happens, but it's really, I love the character of Tom. Tom is one of those like moral compass characters. He's just trying to do good. You know, he just saw what, he just came home from the war and he saw what happened and what, you know, the human race can do, and it's just, it's devastating for him, and so he's kind of like wanting to stay out of that. You know, he just has a very good moral compass, and it points true north, and I like it. And then he meets Isabel, and Isabel's a good girl. She's free-spirited, but like, you know, he falls in love with her. Tom is more quiet, and you kind of get the sense that opposites attract. And I love Isabel too, don't get me wrong. And I can completely understand why they did what they did. But the only gripe that I have against this is that Isabel kind of got on my nerves a little bit, because I understand, you know, that you've been without children and you haven't, you know, I couldn't imagine having a miscarriage and everything like that. I could not imagine what, you know, a woman goes through. But she, you know, she gets to keep Lucy for 2 years, and then, you know, consequences start happening, and Tom's moral compass starts to click and everything. And so towards the end, it's just, you know, I think Isabel makes some bad decisions when it's in regards to Tom. And Tom pretty much lays everything down on the line for her. And that just shows you how much he really, really loves her. And I love that. Their love is like, it's not like anything I've ever seen before, because they both, you know, he loves her no matter what. And you know, even though she's grieving, she loves him as well. I think he did a really good job Steadman did a really good job at writing this. I was really intrigued by it. Like I said, you know, the way he described Janice Rock was really, really interesting. I was like, you know, I want to find out more about this island, and it's kind of like the island had a life of its own, sort of, and a lot of it is talking about the lighthouse and how even in your darkest times you need to find the light. And it was a really, really great book. I enjoyed it. I thought the writing was great. And like I said, the only thing, if you can get past the fact that it starts off slow, just push through, get through it. And it kind of does go back in time, because I believe it starts out with, I'm trying to think. I'm not sure. Yeah, it starts like in here, like present day, and then it goes back, and it kind of tells the story of how Isabel met Tom, and then, you know, all the events leading up to 1926, which is where it starts. And then it's like, okay, now that we've caught up to 1926, we're going to tell you about what happened after that. And so I thought that was really good. I like how he handled that transition from earlier, like pre-1926 to you know, their present day. And I thought he did a really good job at handling that. I loved it. I'm not a beach kind of, and you know, I wouldn't say that this is a beach read either, because it is sad. I cried. I did cry at the end a little bit. Because I mean, what happens is sad, but it's kind of in a roundabout way. They get their redemption, and they get, you know, they kind of get their own happy ending in a way. If you've read it, you know what I mean, but if you haven't, that's all I'm saying. But like, it's just, I don't know, I loved it. It was a really good story. I'm glad that I picked it up. And you know, on the back it goes, irresistible, seductive, keeps you riveted from the first page. Oh, the Oprah magazine. And I can totally agree with that, because it's like you know, like I said, it's never been seen before. I've never experienced anything like this before. So I thought it was really cool. Now it might be just because she's a kid, but I found the character Lucy, like, which is the baby, I did find her annoying, because of the fact that, like, I don't know. I kind of felt like she had the only child mentality, which is okay. But still, you know, I don't have, usually whenever I review books, I have some stuff to say about the writing quality, and I have some stuff to say about, like, certain characters that I have issues with, but I actually don't have any issues with any of the characters. Hannah was great. Hannah is a big central character in this book. You'll find out who she is if you pick it up and read it. Her dad is a really good character. Isabel, Tom, Lucy, Bluey, Ralph, they're all really good, really well-written characters, and I think that that's very rare to find in books nowadays, because you do have, like, that one annoying character. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I have nothing but love for this book, which is why I kept it. I want to read it again and again and again because it was so good. The movie, okay. It was okay. And I feel certain ways about book to movie adaptations anyways. I think it needs to be well done. Very well done for it to be even considered, like, in my top list. For me to even, like, kind of like it. I liked it. It wasn't nearly as good as the book, though. Because you don't really get, like, in this, I got a really good description and sense of how Janus Rock is where they live. It's the island that the lighthouse is on. And I got a really good sense of Janus Rock. I got a good sense, like, you know, the geography, the layout, excuse me, the kind of sense that it's kind of like its own entity, its own character. And I really liked that, and I appreciate that, but I didn't really see that with the movie. You know, they didn't put a lot of emphasis on the island. But what I liked about it was I liked that in the book, that they did put emphasis on the island. Because like I said, it is like a secondary character in and of itself. Because it's living, it has its own life, you know, and I think on the back, you know, it does say that she is miscarried and she has, a stillborn. So, you know, we all, you know, from the back, we know that she has some conceiving issues. And so I think that Janus Island, or Janus Rock, kind of mirrors her, in a way. Or, because the island in here, it doesn't come out and say that it's barren, but you get the sense that it is barren from all life. You know, you have, like, little sections on Janus Rock where, you know, you have, like, a little tide pool, and the tide pool will have, like, little living creatures in it, and then, you know, you'll have, like, I guess animals that you've brought over or whatever, but you don't have, like, living things, you know, birds, plants, you know, the things that we would usually have on land. It's basically a rock with some sand that they are living on, because they're living on the beach and there's, like, a rock, from what I've read in here. And it kind of just took on a life of its own, but, like, the barrenness of the island, I feel like kind of mirrored the barrenness of Isabel. And it's also kind of mentioned in there that, like, maybe the island itself, because of the fact that, you know, oh, you're on Janus Rock, it's harder to conceive, maybe, because that's the misconception about the island or something. But I really liked how he did that. I liked how he put that in there, and how he had used the island as kind of like a symbol or imagery to kind of mirror Isabel. So I really liked that as well. He did a really good job. I was captivated, I was interested, and I loved it. And I don't know how much more I can say about it because I just absolutely loved it. So please go pick it up. I really enjoyed it. Don't watch the movie yet. After you read it, watch the movie. But I still would recommend reading the book. And maybe not even watching the movie because it was okay. Yeah, and if y'all want to, I can do a, you know, book to movie, like, like my favorite adaptations video. Just let me know down in the comments down below. Other than that, that's it. I hope y'all have a great day. please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification button as well. And check my check my channel for regular updates. Maybe, see if I've uploaded. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I don't know what time, but I have uploaded. I do upload, and yeah, there is a bug, like, bugging the crap out of me. So, anyways, yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna talk to y'all later, and I will see y'all next week. Bye, or next time. Bye.